So here we are in the garden, first garden video of 2010. I thought I'd take you through a walkthrough, see what we're doing. Here's our russet potatoes, multiple rows of beans. We have some yellow bush beans, green bush beans, and two different kinds of pole beans, which are already 5-6 feet tall now. These are pickling cucumbers. Going to make some more hot relish this year. Lettuce. Lots of corn. Peaches and cream corn and super sweet jubilee. This is a sun gold cherry tomato. Doing really well. Starting to produce little tomatoes there. I have some long English cucumbers over here. I've got probably 6 or 7 off this already, and a bunch of new ones starting. Some of them are drying up and not getting enough water. Got some sweet peppers and hot peppers in here. Radishes. More tomatoes in the back there. And these are slicing cucumbers in the front. Got a mouse in the garden somewhere that's been eating some of them. I'm going to put some traps out here and try and get it. Okay, that's it.
Some of the beans went to the wrong side of the row, so you won't be able to walk through here in a couple more weeks. So we'll just retrain them and then break them a bit.
Just don't break the growing tip.
There. Oh, another one.
Most of them found the right poles.
This one's looking for a pole. There, he found one. Beans aren't as smart as they used to be.
So here we are towards the end of August 2010, and I figured I'd take you on another walkthrough, show you how things are going. This is an example of what not to do. Last year's garden was so fantastic that I figured we would try to cram this one full with even more vegetables than we did last year. And what's ended up is that everything is growing far too close together, and I've got some problems with fungus and disease and whatnot. We're still getting quite a bit of vegetables off this, so we'll start on this corner. This is where I had originally tried to grow peas, and they didn't grow very well at all. A bunch of volunteer potatoes, dill, and tomatoes and whatnot started growing, so I left those to grow. That's why I have those dill plants growing there in my rows of broccoli. Harvested quite a bit of broccoli this year. I'm really happy with that. The neat thing about broccoli is that once you've cut off the main crown, they'll produce a bunch of smaller heads all the way around it. And that's what I picked earlier today in that bowl. I've got some yellow and green beans. They were just extra seeds I kind of threw in there. The odd volunteer plant. Rows and rows and rows of corn. I have peaches and cream and jubilee. And they're doing really well. As you can see, they're all blooming and flowering at the top and starting to produce cobs. This plant right on the front here has 3 cobs starting. So I'm going to be careful to give it lots of water and hope that they all fill out nicely. Over here on this side I have some green and yellow bush beans. Picked those this morning also, you can see. And 3 rows of pole beans, 2 different kinds of green string beans growing there. We did our best to try and train them up the right poles, but there is the odd plant that kind of stretched across that makes it a little difficult to walk in between here and pick. Let's see if we can get through here. Nope. Okay. Here are my potatoes. The odd volunteer red Pontiac potato that got thrown in there. And russet potatoes. I've picked some. They're just drying in the sun right now. I have some pickling cucumbers in here. They're not getting any sun at all, hardly, so I'm not sure I'm going to get any off there. Some little ones starting. You can see those. My windmill is completely buried by sun gold cherry tomatoes. Super awesome, vigorous plant. And cherry tomatoes ripen orange. And there's some going to be ready in a couple days in there by the looks of it. Let's see if we can make it over here. I have some peppers here. There are hot peppers and sweet peppers in here, but the only ones that seem to have survived being completely overgrown by cucumbers are these ones. Super banana. Those are my English cucumbers over there. Got quite a few off there, but now that they're not getting much sun anymore because of the tall corn and the tall pole beans, I don't know if I'm going to get any more. They are stretched out in around the corn and growing up some of the corn stalks. So as long as it doesn't hurt the corn, I'm all okay about that. Over here we have tomatoes. Oh, all kinds of tomatoes. Roma tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes. Pretty much any kind of tomato there is stuffed in here. As you can see, when you plant too many super ultra vigorous plants, it ends up creating a jungle. I have small animals living in here that are eating my tomatoes and my cucumbers now. And sometimes when you're out here picking, you can hear birds flying away. So it is a jungle. In the back I still have my herbs and rhubarb. Haven't ripped them out yet. Of course they're not doing well at all anymore. I've trampled on them to try and get to the tomatoes, which aren't yet ripe, but I've gotten a few. Now the problem with these growing so close together, like everything else in the garden, is that I've got some trouble with disease. Can't really see it from this side, and I can't get over to the other side, but I've got some tomatoes there that have some damage. Here are some hot peppers. I think these would be the long red cayenne, and I'm actually happy about this because I didn't think this plant survived. I thought it had been completely buried by tomatoes. But as you can see, there are some peppers growing there. I like to put the hot peppers in salsa if I get enough tomatoes, and in my special hot relish. Okay, that's all I'm going to show you today. So keep your fingers crossed that I get a good amount of food off this garden. Thanks for watching. Bye.